Yeah, this biker was out riding through the country just enjoying a really nice afternoon, riding along this big long line of fence, and went by a farmhouse, and in the yard in front of the farmhouse he looked and saw this pig out there, and this pig just didn't look right, and he turned to look over his shoulder again, looked at me, he said, doggone, I think that pig's got a wooden leg. So, you know, he couldn't let that go, so he had to turn around and go back and pulled up in the farmyard, and sure enough, there that pig was, and his left rear leg was wood, and it didn't seem to be bothering him much. He's walking around on it, and so he walked up to the front porch, and the farmer was sitting up there on the front porch, and he said, how you doing? And he said, fine. He said, so I hope you don't mind me stopping and asking, but what's the story on this pig with the wooden leg? And the farmer said, son, that's not just an ordinary pig. That's a very special pig. That's a hero pig. The biker says, really? Well, what's going on? And he said, well, one night the whole family was asleep, and some embers jumped out of the fireplace and caught the house on fire. And that pig saw the smoke and raised such a racket that he woke us all up and saved our lives. We were able to get out of the house, and no problem. Everything worked out great. And the biker said, wow, that is something. He said, that ain't nothing. He said, my boy was playing down near the pond and fell in, and he can't swim, and he was screaming for help, and the pig heard him and jumped the fence and ran down and swam out and grabbed him by the collar and drug him back up on shore. Saved his life. I said, well, that is really something, mister, but that's a special pig, but you still haven't explained to me how that pig's got a wooden leg. Well, the farmer turned to him and gave him a wink and said, son, a pig that good, you don't eat all at once. And just because you like that one so much, I got a little quick one here for you. You know, CSI, very popular TV show where they use science to, you know, solve crimes and, you know, stuff like that. Well, they were going to do one in Tennessee in the Appalachian Mountains, but they got an advisor in there, and he said there's no way it will ever be believable. And the producer said, well, why not? And he said, well, two reasons. Number one, there are no dental records. Number two, all the DNA is the same. Alrighty, this old guy who appeared to be quite a bit drunk stumbles into a bar and goes up to the bar and gets a drink, and he's sitting there, he looks over his shoulder and he sees these three, the rough looking bikers over in the corner. And he gets up off his stool and he kind of staggers over there, bumping into stuff along the way, and goes over and he turns to the biggest, baddest, meanest one of them there, and he says, guess what? I saw your grandmother in her birthday suit just a little while ago. And the big old mean biker, he doesn't say a word. He doesn't look at him. And his two friends are looking at him going, what? What, this guy, he's known for his temper, and here this guy is, he's not even flinching. And he says, the old guy leans down and gets in his face again. He says, and you know what? He said, I made mad, passionate love to her. Well, the guy just cuts his eyes and looks at him, doesn't say anything. And his buddies are just freaking out. They're going, I just can't believe this. This man would be dead by now, normally. And, but nothing. The big old biker hadn't done a thing. He just looked at him. And finally the old drunk guy reaches down and looks into him, gets nose to nose with him, and he says, and you know what? She loved it. Well, at this, the big old biker gets up, grabs the guy by the collar and pulls him up straight on his tippy toes and looks him straight in the eye and says, Grandpa, you're drunk. Go home. Alrighty, now I know you guys probably saw that coming a long way off, but there might be one or two of you out there that never heard that one before. So, hope you enjoyed it. Take care.